going to start trying to work on this charger for the EV, for the Tesla. So I just got the panel out here. Just got up actually, just got here. So it's 100 amp, the old Amalgamated Electric Corporation Limited. It's 100 amp, max amps, and it's got a big shut off there. And then you got the big old-fashioned fuses there. This whole thing comes out. But you got one hot there. See the old red wire coming out? And then you got one hot on this side. That's your black, and that's because that's 220. I could just pop it in right here and have a whole fresh new set of fuses to work with to run the charger on its own. Problem is you can't get this stuff anymore. What I would love to do is have one of these right here and just put it right here, because then I could just run power, everything basically I need for the charger. Okay, let's study this a little bit and let's figure it out. So I got the big 1 3/8 hole drilled, and you can see I'm into the foam in the crawl space under there. So I just got to dig that foam out, and that's going to be big enough to put our conduit through. It's going to be something like that. I'm going to have it out from the wall just a little bit. All right, so we're going to try to pull. It's only 16 feet. So this is my puller. This is my big solid green. And then I got the 2 blacks and the white and the green all taped on. So let's see if we can pull all this through. I got these rigged up here so they'll unroll. The black is easy because it stays straight. So let's see if we can get these to come through. 16 feet only. Man, that just worked awesome. Got my white here, got my green here, got my 2 hots down here, and I just fished them through the first 16 feet of conduit. Worked amazing. Just pulled through just like butter. See how easy that goes? All right, so now I just got to do the next 16 feet. Got her all into the conduit. Got my ground, got my neutral, got my 2 hots. All the way through. We got about 42 feet, 40 to 42 feet. Coupling, I just glued it. Setting up right now. Another coupling, I just glued that. And we got all the wire all the way through. Awesome. So I'm gonna let that set up. I think just to be sure that this glue holds, because technically this is PVC and this is like a flexi conduit. You don't normally glue these together, but it does work pretty well. I'm gonna actually electrical tape like a whole 8 or 10 inches either side of that, just so when I'm pulling the wire like under the house, those don't possibly break apart. I don't think they will, but just for extra added security. Then I've got the wonderful job of going under here. I'm gonna have to move a bunch of stuff. I gotta go way up to the front there and then come all the way over there into that far corner. So I gotta go all the way basically from the kitchen, which is in the other side of the house, diagonal all the way across to right about here, and then come out and put the plug right here for the charger. All right, I got everything all dressed in the crawl space. Got to caulk that with silicone. This is all locked down. Man, that stuff underneath crawling in that crawl space, that sucked. I was down there for like 2 hours crawling around under there. Ran it all the way out to the front, but I got it done. Okay, I just got these all torqued down to 65 inch-pounds. That's the max on my screwdriver. So I got white on the bottom, green on the top, ground and neutral. And then you got your two hots, your X and your Y. Got her all done, at least on the outside. Oh, still got to caulk that. So it's got a little holder here, and it's got a nice little cable management. And this is 20, I believe it's 20 feet. So my car, the charger's on the rear left. So I'll easily be able to, the plug will be right about here. I'll easily be able to make it. The Equinox is in the front here, so it'll be closer. Now, people with the Equinox are gonna have to get an adapter like I did. This is a very specific dongle here. So it's a 24 amp NEMA 1430. But this is cool, so I can just unplug this, pop it out of here. It's just pops in here, and these will stay on the wall for the next person. All right, so I just got this wall opened up. Had cedar on the front, then I had this old paneling underneath it, and then the old, what we used to call the KB board. So cedar, paneling, KB board, and you can see there's barely any insulation. That the mice have just chewed it all up. So there's hardly any in there. Here's some foam from when I foamed from the other side. It actually dropped down in here. It was so wide open. You can start to see some of the old wiring in here. And right behind here is the panel. And there's my big orange wire. So I found it. There's an old clamp, it looks like. So there's a little bit of insulation there, but this is my foam that I shot through from the other side. So I'll get all this foam out of here, and I'm gonna be able to find my wire, and then I'm gonna we're gonna basically delete this wire because this goes to the range, and I'm gonna run a new wire from the panel, and then I'm gonna go down this space here through the floor and then under the crawl space right over to that. You can see the range actually through the window there. All right, so I just shut the big main off here. Got those old-fashioned 100 amp service. So I just shut that off. Got my battery light on so I can see. Radio's off, everything went off. So now everything's dead in here. I mean, it's supposed to be. It should be. It is. It must be, because everything's off. So now I got this kind of opened up a little bit. I'm going to start, and here's my, so I already had this pulled out. This is the thing that goes in here for the range. So I'm going to pull out the two hots, one hot, the other hot. I'm going to pull all that big wire out of there. You can see the one big neutral there. And then this big, this one here is one of them. And then there's a big black one in behind there. You can kind of see it in behind there. Not this huge one, but the medium-sized one in the back there. So those both come over here, red, black. So I'm going to pull all this out, get all this out, and then I can probably turn the power back on for a while I'm kind of running all my wire, but then I'll have to turn it back off again, and I'll run my new wire in here. That's going to be a little bit tricky because, you know, I got that big, thick stuff that has to come over here, so I'm going to have to do a turn on that. That might be a little tricky. So that's the next step. Let's get this old wire out of here now. And then once I pull it out of here, I'm probably just going to cut it because it just goes to the range, doesn't go anywhere else. Once I get onto this side, I'll probably just chop it because it's just going to be a dead wire in the wall, and it won't go anywhere because it's actually going to be disconnected from the actual panel. And then I'll bring my new wire down. I got it out. I just chopped them off since this is all not going to be used anymore. So I got all that out. You can see how much more room there is there now. So now I can just go start working on the other side and actually start running my new wire. But I got it all out of there. And that's going to do it for now. Now I can actually, I'm just going to get this out of the way, and then I'm going to I can turn the power back on because this is all just disconnected. Then I can just have electricity for half the day here until I get ready to hook my new wire up. Okay, so I got the wire out. The old orange wire went through that hole. It's all out of there. Everything's cleaned out. And got it out on this side. So what the original guys who did this 60 years ago, they put this in, and instead of running it through the walls or through the crawl space, they went up into the attic and over the attic space, because I don't think there was any insulation or anything in here, and it was probably real easy for them. And what they did is they ran it over to where the old kitchen was, which was over there. And then that got spliced in that junction box, and the new wire runs out to the new kitchen. So because of that, I didn't like that, because the power was basically going from here to a junction box, which I don't know how it's put together. I'm assuming it's just wire nuts. And then it went to the new kitchen where I put my good connectors in. So I feel good about that connection, but I felt bad about that connection. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm just taking this whole old orange wire out of the equation. I'm gonna run brand new wire, my number 6 in my conduit, flexi conduit, run it from the box, and I'm gonna run it under here over to that connection, the new box, where I already have that good connector. So I'll just open that up and redo that connection with this new wire. So then I'll feel much better about this whole EV charger, even though it's only 24 amps. It's still, you know, it's an old house. I didn't want to have any issues. And, okay, so let's keep going here. All right, got my hole drilled through. See, it goes down to the open side. So it's on this side, so it's still really hard to get at. I was just under there looking at it. And there's my hole up there. So that's gonna run just down there and out, and then it's really tight over here, so I might, if I have enough wire, I might have to come out here. It's actually easier out here. There's a lot more space and over. I just don't know if I have enough wire. So we're gonna figure that out soon. All right, so what I'm doing now is I cut the conduit. It's gonna be about 40 feet, the total. So I'm gonna cut it into 3 equal pieces. I don't know, what is that, like 13, let's just say 13, 14 feet each piece. So this is the first piece, and then I'm gonna cut 2 more out of here. So what I have to do is, I had some old wire, some old number 10 wire laying around, and I was able to push this through. So this is pushed through this piece, because it's pretty stiff, it's number 10. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape all 4 of my new wires to this. So this is basically my fish tape. And then I'm gonna pull all 4 through. So I've got 1 green. This is just because I had so much green ground wire left. So this one, I put white tape on this end and white tape on the other end. So this is gonna signify my neutral, because it's got the white tape on it. Then I've got my regular ground, which is the same wire, but it's just gonna remain green. And then I've got 2 hots. So these are number 6, and these are number 8. Which is plenty, because again, this is only a 24 amp. But this is just because I had wire left over from my house. So what I need to do is I need to tape all 4 of these onto here. I'll do 1 at a time. 1, then I'll do 1 a little bit further down, 1 for, just so it doesn't get too fat in one location. Makes it easier to pull. And then once I get out the other end, all 4 of them, then I'll put a coupler on, and then I'll cut another piece of conduit and do the whole thing over again. And then I'll do another piece. So I'll have basically 3 pieces of conduit, and I fish 1/3 each time, because there's no way you could do the whole thing at once. It's just too hard to fish it. because it's 4 pretty big wires and 3/4 inch conduit. And again, this is just because I had all this stuff left over from my house. So, so that's where we're at. So we're gonna fish these first, and then we'll keep adding. And once I get the whole thing built, I'll glue it all together. So there's a coupler, so you have 3 pieces with the cable inside, and it should be close to 40 feet long. I think it's gonna be about 36 feet because my shortest piece is 36 feet, which I just tested, which makes it no problem from the box, the panel, to the stove where it's gonna be junctioned in. All right, just a gorgeous day up here. Let's keep going. So it's all done. So I got this end all taped off, taped together so I can feed it through any holes. I got that taped so it can't get pulled out. I got the coupling, not only is it glued, it's all taped. So that's never gonna go anywhere. And it's not for waterproofing, so it doesn't really need to be waterproof. And I got this end all taped, same way as the other end. So there you have it. We got about 40 feet of total length, and that's going to be plenty to make it. And then once I get under the house, I can kind of like take the slack out. It doesn't have to go directly because I got plenty. It'll probably come down, go under, and then I'll go to the other side, and then I can kind of take the slack out of it where I need to, or I can cut the ends. It's not as easy to cut the ends now because the wire's in there. So I think I'm pretty good on length though. All right, let's get after it, man. Let's get this thing starting to get in the house now. The hole's drilled right down beside the other one. You can kind of see the original one there. And so this is just gonna go right in there. And I'll bring my wire up right through there. And these are those connectors that I use. And then you can connect the range outlet to it. Crawl up in there, man, it was tight, but got it through. Goes up behind that last joist. And it's just all hanging there now because I just got to figure out how much I need to pull toward one side or the other. But I think I got enough pulled up to go into the panel. And I still got lots of slack here. And then I think I got enough in here too. See, I got a bunch of slack here. And it's already up through the hole there. So I think I got my measurements pretty good. Plenty of extra. And then whatever's extra, I can just kind of, you know, clamp it in such a way that it kind of takes up the slack. But all right, I'm gonna go up inside. And here you can see I got the wire, the new wire coming up through the new hole. And I got plenty of extra downstairs to pull more up if I need to. All right.
Catch us live anytime on our website or on the go with the Radio Player Canada. Tune in or iHeartRadio.
And then here, I got plenty here pulled up to go into the box. All right, so that should be pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's start getting her hooked up. So I'm pretty happy now. I got all this tied in. I had to use the bigger blank in the middle, so I used the old blank with some self-tapping screws to cover the hole. I didn't really want to have a wide open hole there. So that's all tied in. There's my 2 brand new hots, the 2 reds. My white one has the tape on it, and then my ground. And then here's the original ones that were in here from last time I was working on this. So now I just got to tie everything in. And then I got a brand new, I went with the Hubble. got the good stuff. So I mounted this Hubble into my plate, those 2 screws. And then I also have another plate that's gonna go on top around with a round hole. That'll go on top of it when it's done. It actually goes in this way, and then it'll cover it up. So it'll look a little bit nicer. And then I just gotta foam everything in. But it's still gonna take a while to hook all this up. And then once this is all done and dressed in, then I can go over to the panel and work at the other side. So still lots to do. We're getting there. So all the new wires all in. Got everything into my multi-tap connectors. There's a ground down there. Here's a neutral. There's a hot. There's another hot. So that's all done. So I just got to take these 3. I'm going to twist these up a little bit nicer. And I'm going to put in the extender first. And then the brand new Hubble, NEMA 1450. And then this will be done, and I'm gonna foam it up. And then everything else will be in the other part of the house. Got it all done. Brand new Hubble NEMA 1450. And got the brand new wire. And this one goes back to the, this one over here. That goes back to the panel. And then the one on the very bottom, that goes to the EV charger. All right. Now we gotta go start clamping everything in place, and then we still gotta hook up the other end on the panel. So I got plenty here coming in. I'm gonna put that elbow in here and see if I can make that work to bring it in, because this stuff is hard to, I mean, you can't really bend it super sharp. So I'm probably gonna peel, it's a little tricky to do, but I'm gonna peel back probably another foot or 18 inches, and then I'll push the rest down underneath the house, because that'll give me plenty of wire to work with then. All right, so I got this elbow in. It's a pain in the butt. I got it in, I got my 4 wires in there. Power's off right now, just in case. Be careful. And then it comes out this side, and I angled it that way, and it fits into the cavity better that way. Not too shabby. I'm going to definitely put some steel plates on those so nobody can put a nail through that. And then I got to get some fiberglass to fill that cavity up. All right, we're getting there. It's a long day. It's 5:30. Started at 8:30, and I have not stopped for a break. Okay, so everything's still off, but she's all wired in. Here's my new wires there. I got the one hot going over this side, and it goes right in there, and it's all torqued. And then the other hot comes down this side, and it goes right in there. That's all torqued. And now I just need to put the fuse, the old style fuses in. These are 35s. Okay, so that's in. And everything's still off. The main is still off. And then I got my common here. You can see the white tape, my neutral. And then the ground, it's hard to see it, but it's way in the back. There's a bonding bar in the back there that I got going into. You can see the loop though, because it was too tight to turn it. So I just looped it around and got her in there. All right, that's it. So I'm gonna just put the panel back together and fire it up. All right, got it all done. Just gotta get a metal plate for that. Had some insulation, so I stuffed it full. And I just gotta put it back together, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Shouldn't be too hard. Mostly because I need to take a shower and I need to go get some food, man. I'm all itchy from that damn fiberglass. All done, all foamed in. And I'm just gonna put everything back in, plug it in, and we're gonna be getting out of here very shortly. We're gonna test the charger and see if it actually works. I think I see the lights on. both lit up. Okay, let's take this and this. Come over here. Push the button. Oh, that works. And we're going green. Oh, damn, it freaking works. And we're at 68%, and we should be charging at 24 amps. Look at that, ramping up. Boom. So this is fantastic, and we're at 230 volts. Let's see. Let's go. Oh yeah, here we are. We're on charging over here. See, so you can't go higher because that's that special plug I put in. It's a NEMA 1430 plug, which maxes at 24 amps. Now I can go lower. See, I can go down, 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 because the Tesla has all those features. And see, now it's down to 5 kilowatt, but we're gonna max it out 24. Now, at home, this charges a 32. This is the max that the Tesla Model 3 will charge at. So this is pretty close. It's 7.6 kilowatt at home, and here it's 6 kilowatt even. So, all right. So let's just see what it does here. 68%, and it's like 1255-ish we started. Let's just see how many kilowatt we put in and how long it takes. And now the key is that as long as you're charging the car, you don't turn on the oven or the stove in the kitchen. But you can obviously turn on the oven or stove as soon as you're done. So you're gonna cook when you normally cook for dinner, and then you're gonna charge the EV overnight. And it is charging at 23 miles per hour. So every hour it's going to charge 23 miles. And that is equivalent to, if you just tap, you can tap this. Tesla is great. It's got so many great features. Now it's the kilowatt. That's the speed. And that's the speed in terms of miles per hour. And that's the speed in terms of kilowatt. Also mowed the entire lawn. All the way down the driveway, this whole yard here, and the whole septic. Charging the car up right now. The whole driveway's mowed. Looking good. And all this is looking really nice. Got this all mowed back here. It took me a while, but I'm gonna concentrate on leaving late tonight because of the traffic. Just such a gorgeous day. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this trip. Car is charging, about 3 hours till 100%, and that's about how long it's gonna take me to pack up and get out of here. So just a gorgeous day. You can hear people out there water skiing. All right, let's keep packing. Yeah, I'm just heading home. I got everything done. Gorgeous night, Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. Probably going to be tons of traffic down toward Toronto and Barrie. But what a gorgeous evening. I'm wiped out because I got everything done. Got the charger all finished. Mowed all the lawn too. So you can just get an idea how gorgeous it is. And these roads, this car on these roads is just phenomenal. I got the windows cracked. No AC. It's like 75. It's warm, but it just feels good with the fresh air. Coming into Port Sydney. Here's the river. Skoka River. Man, what a gorgeous evening. Just fantastic. About a 4-hour drive back to my place, the States. Just glad I got everything done up here. This car is so great for just ripping up here for a weekend. And the beauty of this is, even with this 58 kilowatt hour battery, LFP, it just makes it. I made it up here with 4%. Now it's got to be warm. It's got to be summertime temperatures. And but you can rip it pretty good and make it. And now that I got the charger, it makes all the difference in the world, because I could pull in empty and then gain some good level 2. It's about 6 kilowatts, so because I got it at 24 amps. But look at this beautiful Port Sydney. And in a second here, I know you guys have seen these videos in the winter, but this is what it looks like in the summer. That's Mary Lake. I've been swimming in this lake for about 60 years, since I'm 61. And there's the beach. I actually took swimming lessons here when I was a kid. We used to spend every summer up here for the whole summer, because my parents were teachers. So that's why this place is so near and dear to my heart. Not just for snowmobiling. It's even better in the summer, actually. All right. We'll be getting on the highway in about a minute here, Highway 11, heading south.